Any place I see 45-degree angles, I'm highlighting blue. This one doesn't seem to have any numbers. However, these two angles are the same measure, so that means they must be 45 and 45. So that is another 45, 45, 90. Your pencil? Or you got it? Okay. And then over on this side, I'm going to continue just highlighting all the 45, 45, 90s. Okay, and now that I have all the 45, 45, 90s highlighted, I'm going to go through and highlight all the 30, 60, 90s pink. So anything that's 30, 60, 90 is going to be pink. So when you're doing these problems, the first thing you have to do is differentiate like what kind of triangle it is, whether it's the 45, 45, 90 or 30, 60, 90. Who is that? Wait a second. Your phone, please come in quietly. Thank you, Chris. I said come in quietly. You're doing good so far. And then this one right here, you may notice two 60-degree angles, but it doesn't seem to have a 30-degree angle. However, this would be an equilateral triangle, so the three angles would have to add to 180, so this has to be 60 degrees. And then if you draw an altitude in the equilateral triangle, then you get a 30, 60, 90-degree triangle. So this one right here is a 30, 60, 90. Okay. And now that we have it all like color coded, it'll make it easier to go through, and we'll just go through one type of triangle at a time to help our brains kind of like figure all this out. Okay, so we are going to start with the 45, 45, 90. So with the 45, 45, 90, like the two legs are the same length, and then the hypotenuse is the leg times square root of 2. So we're either going to multiply by square root of 2 to get the hypotenuse, or divide by square root of 2 to get a leg. And that's all we're going to do. So we're going to do all the blue ones at the same time. And I'm going to kind of keep it in, I might zoom in a little bit. Be able to see. Okay, I want to keep the puzzle in frame because I like to do that too as we go. As far as the puzzle goes, it says cross out correct answers, and the remaining letters will fill in this puzzle here. So it says find the missing side. So we're going to do all the blue ones first. So in the 45, 45, 90, like these two sides are the same length. So if this is 6, then this is 6, and we'll just box that answer. And then to find the hypotenuse, we multiply by square root of 2. So this would be 6 square root of 2 and box the answer. And then down here, we just find a 6 square root of 2, cross it out, find a 6 and cross it out. So far, so good. Number 3, this time they gave us the hypotenuse, and we have to work backwards to find the leg. So we are going to divide by square root of 2. So we have 3 square root of 2 divided by square root of 2. And square root of 2 divided by square root of 2 is just 1, so we're left with 3. And both legs are the same length. So once you have one, you have the other. And then down here, we're going to cross out 2 3s. So far, so good. Is it feeling a little bit easier than yesterday so far? Okay. Then number 5, we have the hypotenuse. We have to work backwards to get the leg. So we have to divide by square root of 2. So we're going to take 2 square root of 2 divided by square root of 2. These cancel and we're left with 2 and 2. And then cross them out here. Okay, and then number 7, they gave us the hypotenuse. To find the leg, we have to divide by square root of 2. So we're going to do 6 divided by square root of 2. However, we can't have that radical as a denominator in simplest form. We have to get rid of that. So the way we get rid of that is by multiplying by square root of 2 over square root of 2. So this divided by this is just 1. We're multiplying by 1. However, it helps us get rid of that radical. So 6 times square root of 2 over, and then square root of 2 times itself is just 2. Then we can simplify these by dividing by 2. Oh, sorry, it moved. And divide this by 2 to get 1, divide this by 2 to get 3. We get 3 square root of 2. So this is 3 square root of 2, and so is this. And we find it and cross it out. Number 9 is literally the same process, so it's nice to like practice it again. We're going to divide by square root of 2 to get the leg. So 4 over square root of 2. Can't leave that radical as a denominator, so we multiply by square root of 2 over square root of 2. And then we get this. 4 and 2 can both be divided by 2. So divide by 2 to get 1 and 2. We get 2 square root of 2. And so that's each leg. 2 square root of 2 and 2 square root of 2. And cross them out. Okay, and then number 11, they gave us a leg, so this is actually an easier one. The leg is 5, so this leg would also be 5. And then to find the hypotenuse, we just multiply by square root of 2. So 5 times square root of 2. And so these are our 2 answers, and we'll cross them out here. While we're on this skill, we're going to do all the blue ones on the other side too, so that way our brains don't have to like switch. So we're going to move over here to the side. Everybody go up to down. Move on over here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. The puzzle over here is like kind of tricky to follow along with, so I'm not going to stress the puzzle so much. I'm just going to focus on the math, and then we'll do the puzzle later. So we're going to do all the blue ones, same thing. Like our legs are the same length. And then the hypotenuse is times square root of 2. So if this is 8, then this is 8. Got that. And then to find the hypotenuse, we multiply by square root of 2. So we get 8 square root of 2. Okay, and then number 4, we're given the hypotenuse. We have to work backwards to find a leg. So we divide by square root of 2. 3 square root of 2 over square root of 2. This cancels and we're left with 3. So this is 3. And then both legs are the same. For number 5, it gives us one of the legs is this, then the other leg would also be that, so we can find that without having to calculate. And then for the hypotenuse, we have to multiply by square root of 2. And so we have, I'll just kind of do it off to the side, 2 square root of 2 times square root of 2. And so the 2 just stays 2, and then square root of 2 times itself is just 2. So then 2 times 2 is 4. So this here is 4. And then one last one, blue one over here, number 9, gives us the hypotenuse. To get to the leg, we have to divide by square root of 2. So off to the side, 16 divided by square root of 2. And then we're going to multiply by square root of 2 over square root of 2 to get rid of this as a denominator. we get 16 square root of 2 over 2. Simplify these two, divide both of them by 2 to get 1 and 8. We get 8 square root of 2. So that is this leg right here, which is also this leg. Okay, and then we're going to go back to the start, and now we're going to do all the 30, 60, 90s, so we're going to switch skills. So when you get these problems, you have to look at which triangle it is and then follow the rules of that triangle. You don't have to memorize like the ratios, because on the reference sheet, and you have this in your math folder, like inside your math folder, you have the syllabus, and then right behind that is your reference sheet with special right triangles right here. So if you ever forget them, they're right on the reference sheet. Even during testing, they're right there. So from here, we're going to go back to the beginning. 30, 60, 90 triangle. The ratios, they use the letter A. I like to use S for short. So the short side is right here, and then the hypotenuse is 2 times the short side. And then the medium side is the short side times square root of 3. And then we're just following this pattern to fill in numbers. So for number 2, let's see, I'll use this. Okay, so for number 2, this is 2s, this is s, and this is s square root of 3. So to go from the hypotenuse to the short side, we have to divide by 2 to get 5. And then to get this over here, we multiply by square root of 3. So we get 5 square root of 3. And then we can cross it off here. Even for another 5. There it is. Okay, and then number 4, they gave us the short side. We have to multiply by 2 to get this, so we get 12. And then to get the medium, we multiply by square root of 3. So we get 6 square root of 3. Cross it off. And number 6, they gave us the medium. To go get over here, we have to divide by square root of 3. So we're going to do 4 square root of 3 divided by square root of 3. These cancel, and we're just left with 4. They made it easy for us. And then to get the hypotenuse, we multiply by 2 to get 8. So cross off 4 and cross off 8. Okay, number 8, we're going to have to do a little bit of solving. So they gave us medium. To get to short, we have to divide by square root of 3. So 9 over square root of 3, like that. And we can't leave that as a denominator, so we have to multiply by square root of 3 over square root of 3. Get 9 square root of 3 over 3. And then from here, divide both of these by 3 to get 1 and 3. And we get 3 square root of 3. So that's this. 3 square root of 3 is this. And then to get to the hypotenuse, we multiply by 2. So you can just do 2 times 3 is 6, and we get 6 square root of 3. So 3 square root of 3, I can cross that out, and 6 square root of 3. Okay, next, they made it easier on us for number 10. To go from hypotenuse to the short side, we just divide by 2 to get 3, and then multiply by square root of 3 to get the medium, 3 square root of 3. Then number 12, to go from medium to short, divide by square root of 3, so we get 12 over square root of 3. Can't leave it in this format, so we have to multiply by square root of 3 over square root of 3. Divide both 3 and 12 by 3 to get 1 and 4. 4 square root of 3. And then from here, to get the hypotenuse to go to hypotenuse, we multiply by 2 to get 8 square root of 3. So cross 8 square root of 3 and 4 square root of 3. And then for the puzzle at the bottom, we take the remaining letters and we just fill it in. So H, A, L, F, T, H, E, H, Y, P, O, T, E, N, U, S, E. Half the hypotenuse is what it's supposed to say. Okay. Then we'll just finish up on the other side with all the 30, 60, 90s. So we just have the pink ones left. So we only have like 5 problems left. Okay, so we're going to continue doing the same thing that we've been doing. So remember, this is our short side. This is 2 times the short, the hypotenuse, and then this is s square root of 3. So our short side, which is 5, we multiply by 2 to get the hypotenuse, so it's 10. And then we take this, multiply by square root of 3, we get 5 square root of 3 here. And just like continue those patterns. So for 3, it gave us the hypotenuse, which is 2s. So this is 2s, this is s, and this is s squared root of 3. So to go from here to here, we have to divide by 2. So 12 divided by 2 would be 6. And then to get to s squared root of 3, we just multiply that by square root of 3. So it would be 6 square root of 3. Okay, continuing that pattern, we divide by 2 to get the short side, which is 7. And then multiply by square root of 3, which they did for us there. Then number 7, 30, 60, 90 right here when we drew that altitude. So half of 6 square root of 3 would be 3 square root of 3. So that would be like this little part right here. And then to get this, we just like times by 2. So that'd be 6 square root of 3. Or you might have noticed right away, if it's an equilateral triangle, all the sides are going to be the same length. So if this is square root of 3, so is this, and so is this. And last one, number 8. It's hard to tell if this is a short side or not. It's not to scale. However, we can see that this is a 30-degree angle, and opposite that 30-degree angle would be our short side. Then this is 2 times the short, and then short times square root of 3. So multiply by 2 to get this, 12. And then multiply by square root of 3 times square root of 3. You get 6 square root of 3 here. And then the puzzle, it comes out to, I believe, Harlem Globetrotters. The Harlem. Ooh, I feel like it might be a play on words. Is that right? Globe Trotters or something like that. Trotters. I think that's right. That's probably fun. My answer to you. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So now you have the rest of class to either finish yesterday's homework or work on Alex. What I want you to do is leave your worksheet out on your desk so I can give you points. Finish yesterday's homework if needed on Schoology. Do the special right triangle assignments on Alex, and of course ask for help if needed. So leave this out. I'll come around and grade it. Grab a laptop.